This is a Fulcrum Side Quest Minisode. Short, focused opinions on psychology and storytelling, personal reflections, unscripted thoughts, maybe even some of your suggestions. Here's Fulcrum.
Welcome to our very first edition of Side Quests, a Minisode series where I take a brief stop to explore something off the main path. Let's get into today's side quest. Today's side quest Minisode is going to be kind of like an off-the-record type episode, where it's a little less polished and a little more personal. So today I want to share what it was like the moment I found out about Charlie Kirk being shot and some thoughts I've had since. So for the first moment, my dad texted me saying, Charlie Kirk shot. And the only response I could think of at the time was, like, he got shot, which was kind of disbelief talking. Psychologists call that cognitive dissonance, when something doesn't fit reality and your brain almost refuses to accept it. But soon I kind of needed more information. Like, are you serious? How did it happen? Where did it happen? Where was he shot? You know, so many questions were running through my mind and I just needed answers. So that need for answers is just our survival brain trying to make sense of chaos. Later, my husband actually found the video and he watched it a few times and even said basically that it's a video asking me, are you sure you want to watch it? Because it's pretty bad. And eventually I said, show me, not out of like a morbid curiosity, but because I needed to know where he was shot, like where the bullet hit him. And so I watched the video and I actually watched it several times because it was like my brain was trying to process the information that it was seeing. So my gut reaction was like, he's gone. Even though reports said otherwise, my brain made a snap judgment. That's how our minds work in moments of sudden violence. Speed feels safer than uncertainty, but those images, they stick with you. Then later on that night, when my husband and I were laying in bed watching our normal Instagram reels that we do every night, we saw a content creator who said, I will not be offering thoughts and prayers. That's done nothing in the past. This was preventable. And so honestly, like, my husband and I talked about it, and at first, you know, we kind of thought nothing of it, and it was like, yeah, I get it. Like, thoughts and prayers don't really do anything in the moment. It's not going to bring somebody back to life. But then I started to think, well, the reason people offer thoughts and prayers is not to, you know, try to fix the situation. It's about trying to give comfort and a sense of, you know, this sucks, but you'll get past this eventually. It's not going to be easy, but, you know, it will get better. And so after thinking about it, it kind of started to bother me. It hit me wrong. Thoughts and prayers don't change outcomes, like I said, but they do matter. They show that you care. Psychologically, rituals of comfort are vital for grief and solidarity. calling it quote unquote preventable just oversimplifies something that was ultimately one person's choice. People say it to feel like there's control, but tragedy doesn't work that way. So that was kind of my experience, shock, disbelief, the weight of seeing it, watching how differently people reacted. It was and still is kind of surreal. And there has become this moment in our history that was so shocking, and it not only affected America, but it affected the entire world. So thank you for listening to me sharing my raw moments and the psychology behind them. And I'll be back soon with a full profile episode. Again, thank you. That's the end of this side quest minisode. Thank you for coming along with me on a journey off the beaten path. See you next time.
That's it for today's side quest. If you have any topic suggestions, send us an email at darkcharacterprofiler@gmail.com. Don't forget, Dark Character Profiler returns next week. Thank you for listening.